mean, if you have like a Stephen King book, like Stanley Kubrick did a lot better with The Shining. I mean, the fucking book of The Shining was ridiculously stupid at the end.
The beginning. I mean, he pulled a lot from just the premise of
Yeah.
In the beginning, it's like the end though. Don't the hedges come alive?
Everything, and then him as the demon starts killing himself, and he's banging and punching himself, and he blows up the hotel. I mean, I'm sure everybody saw The Shining. They just played it tonight at 7:00 on Spike. But I'm saying, like, have you seen The Shining?
Yes.
Good, thank God.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Shining?
No, I know you haven't.
I don't want to touch that. But yeah, my point is this. I mean, if you got a good book, make it into a good movie. If you have a crappy book, Stanley Kubrick made fucking Shining 10 times better.
Oh, yeah. I mean, didn't Stephen King get pissed about that?
Yeah, he was pissed. I'm like,
that's why they made the really awful television version of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's horrible. Yeah.
And so even Carrie, like when I read, I loved Carrie growing up.
Television
Carrie,
version
I couldn't sleep after watching Carrie in the movies. Well, actually, I saw her the first time on television when I was a kid. But it was like I read the book when I was a teenager, like probably 17, 18.
It's not bad.
And it's a judicial. It's like it takes place in a courtroom the whole movie. And I'm like, the whole book, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then and then you go back, and then. When you get the scenes going back to what happened, like I guess in the film more or less, but I mean it's like in a way I don't know who gets props. Stephen King for making a Law and Order book into a good movie or what, or Brian De Palma for taking period blood and going the 10 steps extreme. Right. That's it for the film aspect. I mean like I said. Amazing Spider-Man is out now on IMAX 3D. Jeremy says not good. Actually, I like it in 3D, but
I took my glasses off. It wasn't necessary.
It was only 3 scenes, so if you're gonna pay an extra $5 or $6 at AMC 30,
I don't think it was.
Yeah, don't do it.
It's not worth it.
Don't do it, John. Please.
I honestly took my glasses off for probably a third of the movie.
I didn't even realize
it would get blurry, and I wouldn't even care. I'm like, it's just going to go back to normal. Why should I wear my glasses? My glasses are a little bit foggy, so I was like, I'm not putting them back on.
How are they foggy?
I don't know. It's weird. Yeah,
it was getting
man. Emma Stone was on screen. It started to get
Emma Stone. And The Dark Knight hits screens next week, July 20th. Moody Gardens IMAX screen for
Can you go see that? The Dark Knight.
I was wanting to go opening day, but my niece comes in from New York. Yeah, don't go with me. Don't go with me.
I'm not going to see that.
I'm going to be a growling throughout the film. Fuck you. Fuck you, Chris.
Throat cancer.
All right,
I can't take credit for that, though. That was another movie critic who's on YouTube, Jerry Johns. He said that was his comment about Christian Bale's Batman.
Yeah.
Was that he had throat cancer. And I think that's a pretty spot on description.
So we'll segue into this television. 2 things to report, really. I mean, it's the summer. Nothing's on TV right now.
Except for Breaking Bad.
We've got Breaking Bad season premiere.
Breaking Bad
season 5 starts on AMC on Sunday. So we're gonna roll with John and Jeremy. Can talk a little bit more. I mean,
you're caught up to 3 though.
I'm caught up, yeah, but you haven't, right?
You two are together. You two
are
are
about
the same.
Yeah. So
I
guess
finished season 3 though, so you can't spoil that for him because it's good.
Don't do it.
It's awesome. And we're not gonna spoil season. I'm not gonna spoil season.
I mean, everybody. I'm assuming everybody knows about Breaking Bad. It's a great show. Jeremy, give them a premise, real quick premise, without giving spoilers.
Basically, Bryan Cranston, your father from Malcolm in the Middle. He was funny. Everybody loved him in Malcolm in the Middle. Now he is playing a completely different role as a high school chemistry teacher that gets cancer. He gets I don't remember what kind of cancer it is.
Was it brain cancer?
Gets his lungs eventually.
I think it's lungs. I'm not sure, but and then so he. It doesn't matter. That's irrelevant, honestly. But and so he gets cancer, and because of that, he starts selling crystal meth in order to pay for his family once he passes away.
With one of his students that he
with a former chemistry student.
Yeah, which adds a little bit of their relationship.
Named Jesse. His name is Walter White in the television show.
No.
And his high school. He used to be one of his students. His name is Jesse. I don't know his last name, but Pinkman, yes.
I'm in season 3, and
I'm on 4, but I watched 4 right after.
Anybody who has seen it, it's already the character development in that show is superb.
Excellent.
It's fucking great. It's really
it's pretty ridiculous.
The way his character is developed over the series of the show is just it's one of the best things I've seen on television ever.
Have you seen it? Have you seen anything in it, Lee?
I don't watch TV.
You don't.
Yeah.
He doesn't watch TV. That's all right.
Lee's brain does not run.
Oh, but this
Does not
isn't
watch
TV though. This is
I read the
AMC.
books. I'm all in the books.
This is
real
this
life.
is
bro.
unedited.
Oh, it's the
television.
real deal, bro. It's the real deal, bro.
That's
the real
like,
deal,
it's the
bro.
good stuff.
It is the good
It's the
stuff.
stuff your mom don't let you
Breaking
watch.
Bad. Go watch it. It's awesome.
That's why he hasn't seen any of the Batman.
What
Oh,
I
right,
didn't
you're
like,
right.
what I didn't like
It's
about
true.
Breaking Bad was why did they spoil the end of season 4 in the commercials for
Yeah.
season 5?
I
Why
was-
did
That was
they
a
do
big
that?
controversy.
Because they
That
know,
was a big
they
controversy.
know that it's the
I was
first 3
upset with
seasons
that.
were released on Netflix, and so that's where everyone has seen them,
Yeah,
except for those of us that went and streamed it on the internet. I mean, so nobody was caught up to season 4 when they started airing these trailers for season 5. Unless you went and watched it illegally or watched it somehow, heard about it before it came on Netflix and everybody started watching it. And
I mean, I watched the season 5 preview, but I tried not to pay attention too much.
Oh,
Once I
you
realized
know.
they started giving away the plot.
Oh,
plots,
if
I
you would know what I'm talking about. They give away the end to the 4th season, though. Yeah. Don't watch the. Don't watch
Giancarlo
it.
Esposito is a great actor.
Don't watch it again.
Yes.
I loved him in first film I ever saw him was in Do the Right Thing. One of my favorite films.
Gosh, right?
Huh?
Who's
What's his name in the?
Giancarlo Esposito.
Oh yeah, that's
He played Bugging Out in Do the Right Thing. That was the first time I ever saw him.
Okay.
Actually,
I haven't seen
He was
that.
talking about it in Breaking Bad.
yeah. I'm sorry. I thought you actually we played and Do the Right Thing. Yeah. He's
Gus.
Gus.
He's
yeah.
Gus. That's genius character. But also in season 1, the Tuco character.
Oh, every character in that show has been.
Yeah, actually, all the bad.
The only one that annoys me is his wife, and I think she's absolutely necessary for the show. I think she's good. I mean, she's a great actress. I think she's done really well. I actually don't even know her name, but
Almost like Deb and Dexter.
yeah, she just kind of gets on your
She's
nerves,
kinda
but
there.
she's absolutely necessary to the plot. And I mean, she's Walter White's husband, and so it's
Walter White's wife.
it's
Yeah.
oh yeah, that makes no sense. Yeah,
Husband.
yeah, husband. Walter White's husband.
Loves
Yeah. But, and so I mean, I think she just annoys me. She bugs the hell out of me sometimes. But other than that, though, I don't mind her. I think she's no. Other than that, she bothers me. But
Yeah,
She's
she is necessary for sure.
The other thing on the horizon coming out of San Diego Comic-Con was the footage for the season 3 of The Walking Dead, which you can't see unless I put this right at you. But the trailer's out there. To see if Lee can get it up there. The trailer for season 3 is out now.
You can't see
and
that's not gonna work.
yeah,
No,
come
just
back,
bring it
come
back.
back, come
Just
back,
back it up,
come
back
back.
it up, back it up.
Failed
You
experiment.
can't see it.
Failed experiment.
You can't see it.
But a little things like again for people who aren't into comic books to television, film. Have any of you seen this trailer? And we should start with the fourth.
I haven't watched past the 5th episode of the first season.
And is there a reason why you haven't watched the past fifth episode of the first season?
I really like the show. I love the zombie part. I hate everything else. That's why I don't watch this.
What? Give me what's everything else?
I think they went to Georgia. It's Atlanta, right? Okay. They went to Georgia and they said, you, and you come and be the characters of our show. They took the most boring people they could think of and put them in a show.
That's
I mean,
rough.
I think they're just some of them are just the most boring. I just can't stand I think they're well developed. I guess. I think it adds some depth. I think they're trying to add depth to the show, and I think they do it. I just don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, and I understand why people do. I don't know. I don't.
Have you guys watched
I
Walking Dead?
haven't.
You haven't. I know we talk about
You
it.
know,
I know you can't
Yeah.
watch it.
I think it's a very cool show. I think it's the best. I mean, it's the best zombie show. For the zombie stuff for me it's good for a while. It just kind of loses.
Again, another AMC show. And what I'm thinking about AMC is like AMC is the new HBO 10 years ago.
The killing.
And yeah, like the zombie parts are really violent, gory.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, it's great.
I love it. I'm a zombie man. I mean, I grew up in the 70s again, so Dawn of the Dead and so on and so forth. And there's a couple of things that I was talking about a couple of friends already. The trailer came out yesterday. First off, like I said, again, adaptations from comic books into TV series, they have veered so strongly away from the comic book, which is bad. And this season, they're actually going to go to the prison. This is not giving anything away.
Is this in The Walking Dead?
This is in The Walking Dead season 3. There's 2 things people are going crazy about. That's one, Michonne, the character Michonne, which is introduced in like the 6th or in the second set of comic books, but in the series she's introduced now. and she's this like badass, you know, black lawyer who has a samurai sword, kind of Kill Bill if you want to go there. But the other thing is the governor, and the governor is a character again. And since he bowed out early on, just to sum everything up real quick, the governor is this like really badass character, and in the book, as you talk about character development, in the comic book when they finally come across the governor, Rick is.
It's an awesome name though.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, he's like
So is my name.
Governor Lee. My man
No,
Lee's
no.
Which is strange
The governor.
because
Oh,
politics.
that's it. It's just the governor.
That's it. There's no name.
And
Because
where are we
the
gonna
governor-
go
I
with
was
that?
saying, in politics, you don't really have badasses. I think the most badass governor is like, you know,
And,
nobody.
and the funny thing is, like in the comic book, he's this really
Abe
skinny,
Lincoln.
big mustache guy, patch on his eye, greasy hair.
It's gotta be him.
He's got a fucked up jacket,
Badass.
and he looks like this really evil, creepy guy. And then they introduce him in the thing, and he looks like fucking Mitt Romney. He looks like a governor. And I was like, what the fuck? And I really got thrown off by that. Again, maybe because then you'll see this guy do horrific things. It's like nice, clean cut kid.
Almost like a satire. Right?
Yeah, and then maybe that might be interesting and then the whole political use of the word governor. But again, I mean,
Smart.
in the comic book, and I'm not giving away any spoilers, what happens at the governor's camp is I mean, it actually moves the characters forward. I mean, I won't say that I know my friend Sandra, if she's watching, is pissed at me because I won't tell her what happens in the comic book, because even though the series veers away from the comic book, but just in case they do, but I doubt it, because like I said, what happens to Michonne, they can't show on TV, and what happens to Rick, I can't believe they would do that, to the characters. So, but again, I mean, like you said, the comic book follows characterization. I mean, think about it. When Robert Kirkman started this book, nobody bought the first 3 issues. That's why to find them, to buy them on eBay for less than $100 is like, crazy. But it's basically the concept was you pick 10 people, and they're never the same 10 people because obviously you pick up survivors and then you lose them to zombie attacks. But these 10 people are walking through, I think now they're up to year 5 of a zombie apocalypse wasteland, and it's more like I said, the zombies aren't really the threat. It's us as survivors and what we do to each other as human beings, and it's an interesting look in the comic book. Unfortunately, you're right. In the series, you don't get that. I mean, if you said that, I mean, I feel bad because I mean, like I said, I love the show regardless, but it takes 10 years to get to a point in season 2. It's like, and when they finally get to a point, you're like, what? So I mean, I don't like that, but I love what's his name? I think his name is Abraham Lincoln. Whatever the guy's name is, the Australian actor who plays Rick. But I mean, but he's really good. You say he's boring.
The lead guy.
The lead guy, yeah,
he's
definitely.
excellent. No, I mean, I think all the acting is good. I just think the characters kind of lack some just interesting factors to some of the characters. I mean, there's just some of the characters just aren't interesting to me.
Yeah,
I think they're good. I think the show's good. I really enjoyed it, but I don't know why I haven't continued watching it. I don't know.
Segueing into our next segment of video games. We had Diablo 3 and Donkey Kong Returns, but now that Lee is here, who magically appeared from the ground like a baby rising, like the Dark Knight, like Christopher Nolan. We could talk about because he knows more about what's coming up.